How's everybody doing out there? What is up, fellow nerds? And welcome to our Twitch stream for Not Your Status Quo. Hope everybody is doing okay. How are you fine gentlemen doing?
Well, Keith, let me tell you, I am amazing. I went and I watched Morbius again, and I've never felt better. I think I might follow it up with Wonder Woman 84, and it's just going to be the best weekend ever invented. Dave, how are you?
I gotta tell you, you remember a few weeks ago when my daughter was here and she wanted to go see a movie?
Yeah.
And I said, well, we gotta find something other than Morbius. We
Yeah,
ended up going to see Morbius.
Oh, no.
I saw it for a second time in the theater. Yeah.
Oh.
Do you just hate yourself?
More money.
Yeah, I hate myself.
Oh. Okay, well, I suppose after you bleach your eyeballs out, give yourself a couple of days to cure up, because then we're going to be going to see Doctor Strange this Thursday, right?
This Thursday. Very
Nice.
absolutely, yes.
Oh, you did. Oh, cheers to you. Absolutely.
All right, and welcome. First time chat from Brainiac Baseball. Is this the Spandex Wears Anonymous group? Yes,
It is.
Yes, it is. Welcome.
But we're not anonymous about it. Don't get that confused.
Yeah, we're no longer
I'll-
anonymous.
We are loud and proud with our spandex wearing.
I will show you in a moment. No, I won't. No, I won't.
Please don't.
No. They have to. That's a different Twitch stream. That's late night. That's like after 10.
All right.
That's when the spandex comes off.
No,
Yikes.
that's definitely the wrong channel. Yeah. All right.
So, are you guys hyped for Doctor Strange?
I mean, I always am. I think everyone knows I'm always hyped. I'm usually the most hyped, but I'm really hyped for this. I mean, we got a lot of stuff that could potentially come in our way. So many different rumors. I mean, one, we get Wanda back. Loved WandaVision. Hopefully it expands on that a little bit. You know, we're getting the Illuminati.
Yes.
We don't know who
yes.
that makes up, so that's very exciting. You know, we're getting variants, we're getting a multiverse, we're getting a lot of things that, if done right, there's no defense. Oh wait, no, that's Karate Kid. If they do that right, it's going to be as fun and enjoyable as No Way Home. So if they, we could be in for quite a treat come Thursday night. At least I'm hoping.
I think it will be. I think it'll be just as good as No Way Home. And I just hope that I get to see enough of Snowflake and Safe Space. I hope that they make their appearance in this movie.
Oh, are they still like? Do they still have their own comic run?
I don't know. I hope not. That's just a ridiculous idea.
I remember hearing about that a couple of years ago, and I was like, "Oh, that's got to be a joke. That can't be a real thing."
I think it was real. I don't know.
Huh.
I mean, I've never seen the comic, but I think they were serious about that.
Yeah. So I was taking a look at the comment section under our giveaway video, and I believe Keith asked for people to comment saying different cameos that they wanted to see or that they expected to see in Doctor Strange. And somebody had mentioned that we might see Loki show up, or Sylvie. What do you guys think about that? Because I, dealing with the multiverse, it got me thinking like, oh shit, maybe we will. Like, we didn't get to see Doctor Strange show up in WandaVision, even though we really thought he would. And it's almost like the trailer, the preview that we saw, where she seems apprehensive, and he comes up and he's like, I'm not here about Eastwood or whatever the city was that she
Westview.
Westview, yeah, I knew it was a cardinal direction.
It was one of Kanye West kids.
Yeah. But I almost feel like they had to jam that in there just as like, hey, we know you all expected Doctor Strange and WandaVision, but they're getting together, don't worry. It's gonna make sense. But yeah, what do you guys think about like Loki or Sylvie showing up?
It would make sense for them to show up, but I don't think they will. I think they're gonna hold off till Quantumania.
Okay.
Because they've already said that they've already had that preview of like the season 2 of Loki with where he was just in that same room. So what it would have happened, it would have had to have happened like in a similar timeline as the show, I think.
Well, and I think it could be happening in a similar timeline, but I agree with Dave. I don't think they're going to show up because I think what we're going to get is season 2 of Loki is going to be kind of their adventures in this sort of multiverse that is now broken, you know, because they kind of helped cause it a little bit with Sylvie killing He Who Remains. And Doctor Strange, what he did in No Way Home kind of did it. So I think we're going to see these parallel stories and then they're going to come together at some point. But I don't think Loki and Sylvie will show up in the Multiverse of Madness.
You know what I'm starting to think, is happening here is, how the first couple of phases of the MCU were pretty much all like the Infinity Gem phase or Infinity Stone phase kind of thing. And
the Infinity Saga, sir.
Infinity Saga, thank you. And they were all revolving around the Infinity Stones. Do you think that these next couple of phases are all going to start revolving around the multiverse?
I do.
Like
but not
great answer. All right, next topic.
But not completely
His
because
favorite thing. You can't escape.
He does love the multiverse. I think they'll all kind of be involved a little bit, but like phase 1, not every movie dealt with the Infinity Stones. We had Captain America, the winner. So I think they're going to keep hitting on it until we come to this Secret Wars type Avengers movie. But I think, we're going to see, the next Spider-Man movie is probably going to be a very grounded tale since we know what happened at the Way of No Way Home. No one knows Peter Parker. He's just going to kind of be Spider-Man without the Iron Spider suit and all that. So I think they're going to keep building up to it and hinting here and there and continuing the story. But we're going to see offshoots of that also.
Where's he going to live? Where is Peter Parker going to live?
In a shitty apartment.
In that apartment we saw at the end of the movie?
He didn't have a job, and then Tony Stark ain't paying his rent. How is he going to pay his rent?
Pizza.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Pizza time.
You're late. I'm not paying for those.
Yo,
Come on.
do you really think they'll go that route? Well, so I don't think it's gonna be pictures of Spider-Man since it's like an Alex Jones sort of like blog thing. But maybe he'll be the intern that goes and gets the coffee for JJ.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, or he could be delivering
or sells his fake pills online.
Or
yeah,
you could be right, Doug. It's pizza time. This was 32
time.
minutes. Well, while we're talking about that, will we see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? And I bring this up because this was one of the points I brought up. In the last 3 or 4 days, we have seen both Captain Carter and more of Professor X in his yellow wheelchair, like the old X-Men cartoon, in clips for Doctor Strange. Do you think they're showing us that because we're going to see even bigger cameos in this movie?
Oh, easily, yeah. I think we're going to be there. It's going to be Easter egg. But it's probably going to be a lot of, and this is my opinion because I kind of know how Marvel does things. I think it's going to be one of those blink and you'll miss it. At least a lot of them will be those blink and you'll miss it kind of things.
So you think there's a shot that we see a bit of the Raimi verse and we see Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
Well, with the amount of worlds that we're folding in on each other, I wouldn't doubt it.
And here's a thought.
I'm sorry, I won't pump the brakes on that one. Dave, do you want to reel it in, or we let this one fly?
No, we haven't really heard anything about him being in it, casting wise. So I'm gonna reel that in. Reel it in.
Well, you can reel it in. You might want to keep that reeling in trigger ready, because I think one of the Doctor Strange variants we meet is going to be from the Raimi universe. Could it be Defender Strange or one of the other Stranges? We know we're getting variants. We know that there's already a connection between the MCU and the Raimi-verse at this point because Tobey Maguire showed up in No Way Home. I think there's a good chance that the Doctor Strange of that universe is going to help in this movie. And if Tobey's in it, it may just be like Doug said, a blink and you miss sort of cameo because we haven't heard. But they try to keep these things, casting secret. We didn't know, Patrick Stewart was returning. No one was reporting on that I recall. That he was going to be in a movie until we heard, should we let him in on the truth or whatever he said. I'm
still wondering what kind of trailer tricks they might be pulling on us this time.
Well, yeah, they don't show Captain Marvel, but she's in it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know Captain Marvel's in it.
Well, I mean, come on.
I don't think Brie Larson is going to be in this.
I can tell you don't think.
Coming from the man who didn't like Batman, shut up. But
Well,
I don't.
like
I don't.
Batman. It was number 3 on my list.
I
Batman
think.
movie.
I think that we're going to see a variant of Captain Marvel that is Monica Rambeau. Because I was slowing down the footage of that person fighting the Wanda variant in that trailer. And it looks like Monica, not Monica, but what's her mom's name? Maria Rambeau. I think it's going to be Maria Rambeau is the Captain Marvel variant from that universe. Because if you slow it down and look at it, that's not Brie Larson. It's not Tom Cruise as a superior Spider-Man or superior Iron Man. It looks like Latasha Lynch. And I think that's who that variant of Captain Marvel is going to be.
Do we have an image or anything that you could pull up real quick? Or
No, I don't.
No? Okay. All right.
But
Way to prepare, man.
Eh,
Didn't even know we were going to talk about it.
Everybody knows we're hacks and frauds. It's whatever. This is
you're
what
more
you
than
make.
welcome to provide things too, Dave. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey. You know who?
Nah.
I am really. I wasn't looking forward to seeing Tom Cruise in that role, so I hope he doesn't show up.
I don't think he will, but here's the question now. We know Professor X is in it. Will we see any of the other X-Men from the X-Men Fox universe?
That is a good question.
It'd be awesome if we saw Wolverine one last time.
Do you think is he actually going to come back?
You know,
Like just for this movie?
He said a couple of times that he's done.
but Andrew Garfield said he wasn't in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay, fair point.
He could. I mean, I think it would be fantastic if he did. I don't know if he's going to, but that would be one cool thing. But I mean, maybe we see Halle Berry. Maybe we see James Marsden as Cyclops. You know, that would be kind of cool. I don't think any of them are going to stick around to be in the MCU after it. But since we know Patrick Stewart's there, we might see some more. It's going to be, you know,
Which of
universes
the
are
two
merging.
forces will we get to see again?
Neither. Please, for the love of God. Morbius.
Oh,
And then on that note,
they should bring some DC characters in there.
Hey, why not throw them in? They've been DC versus Marvel comics.
Tom
Yeah,
Welling
they're
has been
always
confirmed to show up as Clark Kent.
Somebody save me. That's what we're legally allowed to play.
He's gonna be chopping up some wood on the farm.
Oh
on the
right,
Smallville
God,
set.
like Flashpoint or whatever that was. That
What
on
was that?
CW.
Infinite Earths, Crisis on
Infinite Earths,
Infinite
yeah.
Earths. Yeah, that nullified the whole Smallville series, so I don't count it.
Not canon.
Yeah, it's not canon.
Okay, but what about the Fantastic Four, gentlemen? Are we going to see Jessica Alba? Are we going to see Chris Evans as Johnny Storm? Or will we see maybe
That would be awesome.
Michael
I would love to
Michael
see
B.
that.
Jordan as the Human Torch? Miles
both.
Teller?
Or both.
Or here is a rumor that's been out there. It has not been confirmed. I think people, you know, sometimes just want something to happen, so they say it. There was a rumor out there that John Krasinski is going to show up as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, as part of the Illuminati in this movie.
I hope not, but all right, whatever.
You don't like him in that role?
I have my issues with John Krasinski.
See, I'd be okay with it. Now, the rumor also went on to say he is not going to be the Reed Richards of the MCU. He's a variant of Reed Richards that's just part of the Illuminati. Which, he's been fan cast as Reed Richards so much, that'd be like a nice little tip of the cap to people fan casting. But it'd only make it worse. You know, people would be like, they listen to us on this, let's do it more.
He was just a variant.
Could be
we're
like
just
the Charlie Cox thing. You know,
Yeah.
not enough of Charlie Cox in that
Oh.
movie. You know,
Now, will we see Ghost Rider?
Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider?
Or even Robbie Reyes from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, they could bring in some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. people. You know,
We're
I
still
know
talking Doctor Strange, right?
we are still talking Doctor Strange.
Okay. That's
Because-
a lot of people to shove in there.
Well, and it could just be,
okay, all right, what?
you know, it could just be seeing him there, because I mean, I don't think Nicolas Cage is going to want to redo Johnny Storm. I'm sorry, Johnny Blaze. But it may just be one of those things where we see universes kind of coming together, because we've seen him spinning and we see what looks like the Savage Land. So we could just see clips of Nicolas Cage or, Robbie Reyes going through, or we could see a new one. They are putting together what appears to be the Midnight Suns in the MCU with, what the casting is for Werewolf by Night. We already have Blade, we got Moon Knight, we got Punisher, if John Bethanol is actually coming back. He said if the script is good, he'll come back. So, we don't know.
Nice, okay.
Will we see Wesley Snipes as Blade? He could be a variant.
No.
Dave, no.
Nope. I don't think they'd go back on that because it's not as popular. And if they're gonna start off the new one, they might have the new. Well, how do you say his? I don't know how to say his first name.
Mahershala Ali.
Shara?
Mahershala Ali. Yes.
Mahershala. I think they would rather feature him because he's coming up, and a lot of people don't even know Blade.
They probably don't want the confusion.
Yeah, they don't connect Blade to Marvel, But it is. I'm sorry, I was moving my cat.
Your cat.
You don't have to apologize.
What is it? What is it with cats? Like always wanting to be on camera. I swear, like they know.
They do.
She does know.
Now, one last thing before we get into any theories. I do have a couple theories.
Wait, those weren't your theories?
No, these are just cameos. You brought up the cameos, so we just went down that lane. But this is, out of all the possible cameos, and please in the chat let us know what yours is. What cameo would make you the most happy? And Brainiac Baseball asked, would they bring Scarlet Witch's brother back?
Which one?
Well, I was just gonna say, Ralph Boner, or
I really hope there's more to that Boner story than just that. I don't know how Agatha would be able to give him super speed. So
I hope there is too, but I doubt it because, oh god, that still makes me mad. That still makes me so mad. So I thought I had the pieces connected, man, and they're just like, nope, boner joke, gotcha.
Boner.
Wasn't it funny though? And I was like, no, no, it wasn't.
But Aaron Taylor Johnson's already signed on to be Kraven, so will he be back as Quicksilver?
So that has been that's for sure he's been signed on, because I remember that was a rumor for the longest time.
Yes, he is officially. They've started filming.
Okay.
And there's shots from the thing, and he is.
And that's
and he may just.
I assume that's going to be in the Venomverse or whatever it is that they're creating, the Sinister Six verse.
The garbage verse.
Like I don't even know what to call it anymore. It's just they've made a mess now.
Hey, even the younger readers don't get it.
Yeah.
What is this?
This is what Sony has wanted to do all along.
Yeah, you just want to fast forward through all the build-up.
Yep. We don't need character development. Just get them on screen. Let's go. Come on, characters. Let's go. Move it. We own all these rights. We need to get them on the screen.
Put a movie out. Let's get the Sinister Six going.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would you guys like to know who
my? 12 now? Who gives a shit?
Would you guys like to know who my choices would make me very happy?
Yes, I do.
No, I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
So next subject. No, just. I hope this. Clea. Now, she has never been in anything, but for those of you comic book readers, know that Clea is the niece of Dormammu. And her and Doctor Strange get married. She's very powerful in her own right, sorcerer. And there's one name I'm going to throw out there who I would love to see play Clea. Charlize Theron. And I think it fits because obviously, Doctor Strange has already had a run-in with Dormammu. And if this is his niece, she could be coming to him like in a post-credit scene saying, I need your help. Dormammu is, doing whatever. Dave just left. Oh, he's back now.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. All my screens just started, the spinny thing.
Uh-huh.
And that was out.
Oh,
Well, we're glad you're
alright.
back.
Yeah, glad you're back too.
I know, I was worried. I was scared, actually.
What was it dark where you were? Were you in the dark place?
Yes. Not the dark orifice stuff.
So I like that idea, Keith. I think that'd be in the world of the MCU where they're able to, at least in my opinion, successfully mix, a little bit of seriousness, a little bit of drama, sprinkle some jokes in there. I think they would find a way to make it hilarious where Doctor Strange is now going to Dormammu and he's gonna like ask for her hand in marriage or some shit.
Well, Dormammu's her uncle.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
It's like, well, you ain't got the time stone anymore, bitch.
Oh, darn.
Well, and that could be why, because remember, I was rewatching Doctor Strange, to get ready for the
Oh, I
movie.
remember that you were watching that. Yeah.
Oh, good. But, Wong said with the Ancient One gone, we got to be on, we got to be vigilant against attacks. And now with the Time Stone gone and all the Infinity Stones, that could be Dormammu's time to make a run at Earth and everything else. Especially with all the whack. Now, one of the mainstays of our YouTube channel, for those of you who watch our YouTube channel, are familiar with us, we're happy you came over here. We'll still be on YouTube, but for those
about youtube.com/notyourstatusquo?
I am, yes. And for our new Twitch friends, fellow nerds, whatever we're gonna call them, we do a series called TheoryPalooza. We like to put it out before the movie comes out, and what do we think is going to happen in the movie? We're always 100% right. That's been well documented for those of you that don't know. We're never wrong. So we got a few. I have a few theories. I don't know if you guys have any theories you want to talk about. I do have a few.
I have a couple of theories, yeah. But you go ahead and start it.
Okay.
I feel like you've probably been dwelling on them most of the day.
And that is well, it's been the last couple of weeks as I'm reading like Doctor Strange comics. I'm like, oh, you know what? Or reading about Chthon and all that. I think this movie is going to see Wanda falling deeper into the dark hole.
Yeah. I was gonna say something along those lines too.
And I think that at some point it's going to turn her against Doctor Strange, American Chavez, and Wong. And seriously, if they kill Wong in this movie, we riot. But I think what's going to kind of help bring her back a little bit in this movie is the variance of her. Because we see in that clip with the Captain Carter and with the Captain Marvel variant that I think is Latasha Lynch, it's not the Scarlet Witch Wanda. It's like almost a Carrie from the horror movie Wanda that's kind of fighting the Illuminati. And I think, in the comics, there's been lore, or there's been variants of the Scarlet Witch. One of them was named Lore. And Lore was working with Master Pandemonium. He's like a demon. He's not really a demon, but he had 5 parts of Mephisto's soul that he was hanging on to, that Mephisto wanted to get back, blah, blah, blah. But they were traveling dimensions, killing other Scarlet Witches, and much like Agatha Harkness wanted to do, was draining them of their powers to make Lore the most powerful. Because we know the Scarlet Witch is a Nexus being. She's in every universe in the multiverse. So they were Lore and Master Pandemonium was trying to get as much power as they can by killing all these. I don't think that's going to be part of this movie, but I do think that variant could be Lore. And I don't think, they kind of place it kind of looks like in the trailers, they are trying to get us to think that Wanda is going after her kids, and that's why she's against the Illuminati. I think this is a variant who's just looking for power. It has nothing to do with the kids. I think Wanda, or the Scarlet Witch from the MCU, she's using the Darkhold to do it. But I think we're going to see that variant probably be the main villain of this movie. I think she wipes out the Illuminati, and I think that's what sends the multiverse into madness, as opposed to just breaking it and anything else. I think that's going to be the last little stitch that sends the multiverse into complete madness.
So do you think that the madness is going to end by the end of this movie, or you think it's going to be still chaos at the end of the movie leading into
I think it'll be a little more under control, but I don't think it'll be solved just yet. And
So, where I was going to just kind of tag onto that, going back to like what you were saying about Wanda getting like deeper into the dark hold and everything, I think, and this is just based on a couple of views of some of the trailers, just it almost looks like they're fighting Wanda. And I know we talked about this before where, you know, we're pretty sure that she's probably using this opportunity most likely to try and find her kids. It's what just seems to be her goal. I think what they're going to do is they're using this as an opportunity to further set her up as a villain. So we had mentioned before that we didn't feel at the time, I want to say this was during Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we were saying that we didn't think that it was absolutely necessary for, or at least that Disney and Marvel weren't going to make it necessary for you to watch all of the Disney Plus shows to be able to understand what was going on in the larger movie MCU universe. And I think maybe that mindset is still in here, where they're maybe thinking, look, we set up Wanda to be kind of a bad guy in WandaVision, but if people didn't watch it and they only watch the movies, this is definitely going to establish it. We're going to show that she still has her mind on this. She's still deep into the Darkhold. She's embracing her, you know, like inner witch, and she's decided, I'm going to do whatever I want, you know, for my own selfish reasons, and I'm done, you know, playing the hero part.
see, I do think we're going to see her trying to get her kids while the variant is trying to destroy and get power. But I feel like Doctor Strange, if in the comics, one of the things that he gets, it's like almost the opposite of the Darkhold, is the Book of Vishanti. It's like almost a white magic like book. It's kind of compelled. I think he is going to use that. He's going to get this book in this movie, and it's going to help him bring Wanda back a little bit. Because at one point in the trailer, it looks like she is in a temple of Chthon. And we see Wong there, and we see like a demon. And I think they're going there to kind of break, like Chthon is getting almost loose into the universe because of all the things with the multiverse. And they're going to go there.
Tie into some of the stuff that we were talking about in, I think, our last live stream. We had mentioned that there was a good possibility based on like some of the comments that he might come in and possess either Wanda, or if they did decide to bring Pietro back.
I don't think we'll see the possession yet. I think what's going to happen is they're going to kind of team up and try to push him down a little bit. But he's not going to be gone forever. We're going to get a hint of Chthon here, but he's not going to be the main villain, because rumor is that, 7-picture deal for, Lizzie to be the Scarlet Witch. So there's a lot of stories to tell with her, and I think that's going to come up. Like, they're going to think everything's good. They're going to go to, Chthon's temple or whatever, which I have another theory about that, where that's at and what that's going to lead into. But I think they're going to, almost like Avengers 187, 188, he's kind of getting a foothold in this world, and they kind of push him back down, but he comes back many times. I think this is going to be a little taste of Chthon, and the story will continue later on.
I can
Lizzie,
see that.
you called her Lizzie?
I did. Her friends call her
You
that.
guys hanging out?
Yeah, we are. She's slid into my DMs on Instagram and stuff,
Oh, she slid into your DMs. Okay. It wasn't you stalking for like the last 2 years.
Sorry. Excuse me. Elizabeth Olsen.
The better of the Olsen sisters.
The best, absolutely. So
The
I
best.
meant. Go ahead, Dave.
I was being Pavel. What's that guy who played for the Red Wings? Pavel.
Datsuk?
Yeah. He on that watch commercial. If you want to buy the best, you have to go to the best. You don't remember that commercial?
For those of you not familiar with local Detroit hockey, Pavel Datsuk, number 13, made a terrible
I
local
don't
commercial.
understand how people wouldn't be familiar with very
Come on.
local ads.
He's huge in the NHL. Huge.
He was. I don't know how many NHL fans. Well, I guess me and you do. We're NHL fans, so we cross over. So hopefully, too bad I don't have that clip lined up. We could all enjoy it together. But
I'll edit it and I'll throw it in a video this week. How's that?
perfection.
I like it.
So I was talking about the Chthon Temple. And I also mentioned Avengers 187 and 188. That's when Scarlet Witch we learned the Scarlet Witch's, basic origin, where we find out that Chthon touched her as a baby to kind of give her some of that chaos magic to be the key to him coming back into this universe. And they obviously stop him and put him down. But the key to this, maybe not the key to this, but where his temple is located, or where he was imprisoned, is Wundagore Mountain. So I think we are going to go to Wundagore Mountain in this movie. And the only reason I'm bringing it up, and I think it's important, is because who basically was at Wundagore Mountain for many, many years? The High Evolutionary.
The High Evolutionary.
And he is the rumored villain for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I wonder if we are going to get just a taste of the villain who created Rocket, in the MCU, in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I could see that.
I don't know. I think you're reaching on that one too. I'm gonna reel it in. There we go.
Then again, I was also super convinced back in the WandaVision days that who was his neighbor? What was his name? We thought he was the High Evolutionary in disguise.
Yeah.
Again, haven't gotten over that one either.
Hey, it's all
I
fun.
think
You know what?
It's gonna be a lot more simple than we think it's gonna be in this movie. Unfortunately, I mean, they can do a ton with that idea, with that with that title in the Multiverse of Madness. They can do so much, but I don't think it's gonna be as complicated as we think it is.
I mean, it's certainly possible. I mean, we tend to get a little wacky in what we think is going to happen here and there,
Yeah.
But that's half the
That's
fun.
why I reeled it in, baby.
So, while we're on the topic of the High Evolutionary, I do have a question, because we know that the MCU does kind of, mix things up every now and again. They don't bring everything directly from the comics for obvious reasons. They can't. Some of the comic book stories are a little too out there, and I think, for better or worse, sometimes the screenwriters would be like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that." Do you
like the
think
Mary Jane thing going on right now?
the Mary Jane thing?
You guys didn't read about this?
You might have to fill me in.
Where they remove her skin and put it on another person? You haven't read about this?
I know.
That's
I don't know what you're talking
her
about.
latest storyline. Who's the villain that did it? But she impersonates Mary Jane by wearing her skin. She kidnaps her and takes her skin off, wears her skin. Yeah, it's a messed up storyline.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
I will find it and I will post the link on the YouTube video.
That is crazy, man. Yeah, I don't know how you translate that into a movie without expecting an R rating.
I mean, they've done some weird stuff, like when who was it? Who was the one that ate the wasp? It was in the Wolverine movie. Would you call me?
He ate the
I'm not
wasp.
sure. Ate the wasp, huh?
Yeah, in the comics, he ate the wasp. He caught the wasp and ate her.
Huh.
Omega Red? Sabretooth?
No. The big guy, he boxed with him. In
the
Wolverine.
Blob.
The Blob,
The
yeah.
Blob. Yeah, the Blob catches her and eats her.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, they've also had the Hulk eat Wolverine,
Okay, they got to stop having these people eat each other.
Maybe not in the same reference, you know what I mean?
But anyway, so what I was going to ask is, I believe, if I remember right, it's been a long time. I'm talking about like when I was 10 or 11, I think I might have read this, where Wanda and Pietro find out that they go visit the High Evolutionary, and oh my God, what is the cow woman who raised them?
Bova.
Bova. They end up talking to her, and they find out more about like the whole Magneto thing. Do you?
Yeah,
think
that was the Avengers 187 and 188.
Yeah. Do you think that will ever make its way into this, or are they going to stick with? Well, because they've been kind of like weird about her backstory as far as they grew up poor in and that was pretty much it. Like except for like the few references in WandaVision where even she's like, that isn't the way that I remember it. So
I do think they could. I think they could kind of the storyline that you're talking about. They said their actual mother came to Wundagore Mountain, and Bova kind of, acted as, the birthing person.
Right.
I can't think of the word right now. And then the Wizard and his wife came and adopted the kids, and we come to find out that the father was actually Magneto. So they could do something like that, where they say, hey, the people you think are your parents, they basically adopted you after your mother was fleeing from your father because she was worried about, him raising you and blah, blah, blah. So they could. I don't know if they will, but it's certainly a possibility. I think they were vague enough with Wanda and Pietro's parents in WandaVision that they could really do anything they wanted.
Okay, that story with the Blob is called Ultimatum.
Oh, boy,
that was
Ultimatum.
Yeah, that was the Ultimate Universe. That was right when the Ultimate Universe imploded on itself. No, it's part of the comics. Okay, then the last thing for our TheoryPalooza. Any guesses on what the post-credit scene or scenes will be?
Or Doctor Strange.
I mean, it's gotta involve Thor, I think, or Guardians.
I feel like if we go the route of the High Evolutionary, it might involve maybe a scene with him and tie it into Guardians.
Yeah, I was trying to think of all the movies that are coming out. We got Thor: Love and Thunder. So yeah, they could sneak something into there,
Oh, or, okay, hear me out. Let me set the scene. We see darkness, a few stars. Title comes up and says, space. That's it. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of the screen, we begin to see clouds swirling and forming and coming together. And then we zoom out and we see Earth in its sights. And the cloud monster approaches, getting closer and closer. Cut to black. And then it says, who's our villain, Keith? Come on.
Galactus?
Galactus
will return.
Yeah,
See,
You gotta have a Silver Surfer flying in right before that.
oh yeah, there we go.
I do hope that we see Galactus actually devour some planets, which leads me into to a point I think we could see also kind of being set up at the end of Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Secret invasion. Someone, we know in the comics, when Elektra died, she was leading the Hand. Elektra dies and turns into a Skrull. And that's what clued Nick Fury into, hey, we're being invaded by the Skrulls right now, and they're everywhere.
Has there been, you said Elektra, right? Has there been an MCU Elektra yet?
It depends on if Daredevil is MCU canon or not.
Right.
Okay.
But no, not in the proper MCU yet. But it doesn't have to be Elektra, because they do switch things up,
Yeah.
from the comics into this. So it would have to be somebody who probably pretty well established. And who could die in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Wong.
Sounds like you've got an answer.
Wall.
I do. Well, think about it. I mean, we've seen Wong kind of illegal fighting
Okay.
in, with the Abomination, and he is currently the Sorcerer Supreme because, Doctor Strange blipped. This would be a way for them to make Doctor Strange.
Technicality.
Yeah, yes. But this would be a way to get Doctor Strange to be the Sorcerer Supreme again by Wong die. Like, we'll see Wong die maybe during the movie or something. Maybe at Wanda's hands. Maybe it's something else. And then the post-credit scene could be Nick Fury or someone else with a scroll in Wong's clothing and saying, this is what happened after he died. We are being invaded.
Oh.
Because I don't know when Secret Invasion's coming out, but, they might start setting that up soon. So much that
That's
they.
a series, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that
I
is a
believe Secret
series.
Invasion is a series.
Yeah, I don't think they would do that in the post-credit scene for a series. I think they'd only do it for another movie.
Well, and before Secret Invasion becomes a series, because before Secret Invasion became a comic, there was hints all over the Marvel universe that it was coming. So they may take that same route and start laying hints that, Secret Invasion is coming, and we'll see it in everything from like Miss Marvel, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, maybe even Thor: Love and Thunder, even though that's kind of away from Earth and we might not see it. It may even be
So,
that.
Don't forget, and I don't know like how intentional this was, because I think I read that this was kind of like done after the fact, but they did set up what's the name's appearance in Hawkeye with that end credit scene after the end of Black Widow.
Wait, you said Hawkeye, Black Widow, and setting
Yeah,
up.
so they set up her
Oh,
what's her Black
The
Widow
other
sister.
Black Widow.
Yeah.
That was in Black Widow the movie.
Yeah, that was that end credit scene with
You're right.
yeah.
I take it back.
And she
Val.
met with she was either talking to Val or met with Val, something like that.
No, they were
And,
at the grave.
The gravesite, yeah.
yes, at the gravesite. And then I believe, as far as I know, that was meant to set up the fact that she was going to appear in
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Yep.
That's
So
right.
They can, and they will,
So they have,
and they will.
they might.
And then the other post-credit scene, the only thing I can think of is, Clea showing up, needing Doctor Strange's help, which we talked about earlier. Please cast Charlize Theron.
This Clea, she predicts the future.
We can only hope.
Miss Cleo.
Stephen Strange, I see a lot in your future.
She's got some tarot cards and shit. All right, let's get this over with.
All right, anything
Do we
more
already
on...
know, just out of curiosity, do we already know how many end credit scenes there will be?
We do not.
17.
The premiere is Tuesday night, I believe.
Okay.
And I'm sure we will learn more about it after that.
All right.
But I think the only thing for sure is that there will be one, because the only MC movie that did not have an end credit scene is Endgame.
Yeah.
And that was because it wrapped up the saga, which makes sense. So we're only getting started. Now, the only other thought I had besides Clea and a Secret Invasion thing is Kang. We know He Who Remains at the end of Loki was talking about all his variants and how warlike they were and conquering they were and all these things. And, we may see if it is the Multiverse of Madness, there could be multiple Kangs. So we may see him, much like at the end of Avengers, with Thanos going, to court them would be to court death and him smile. We may see Kang kind of moving pieces together, maybe even setting up something for Quantumania or the Young Avengers, because, we know topic coming up soon, we just had some release dates change in the MCU.
Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.